So we'll go with the primary thought. Three,
Yes.
two, one. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Dundon.
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 Woo! Even though he's not here right now.
Well,
Yes.
he's off doing what dwarves do on their birthday, which is what they do every day, getting drunk.
You got it.
But this time with family.
Yes,
As it should be.
Yes.
in
Our
accordance
dwarf,
with prophecy. Yeah.
our dwarf has been kidnapped by kin to go have dinner for his birthday. So we are dwarfless and wizardless this time.
Okay, we will get there. So,
What could go wrong?
my
Well, I
favorite.
can tell you what can go right is I'm not going to get charred again.
Okay, so let's do the thing. It is time to clean up and deal with the aftermath of a certain ambush that happened on the way to Undergrove. After a conversation with the Weavers, you all agreed to gear up and travel deep underground in an effort to get at the Crimson Crescent. Zan, the historian, was leading you all to the Undergrove when you got ambushed, and it was a pretty significant ambush. There was not a lot of punches pulled when that happened. Everybody had some level of damage, but you were able to pull it out in the end. You won. You've defeated the foes, at least all of them that you could see, which is a new wrinkle. And the foes included a huge mutated looking humanoid and this twisted and tormented looking fellow also managed to gift Thea with the same thing. Um, Thea has now become broken, twisted, and is as deformed as the opponent was before he was slain. So the question becomes, what do you do now? You are all essentially lying about in the aftermath of, wow, that was a lot.
Thea's gonna
All
yell
right.
at us at Zan and demand, "Fix me."
All right. Well, that answers one of my questions. Anyone else still dead?
And just as you say that, I want, let's see. Oh, you're all spellcasters now. Everybody, please
Fuck.
give me a wisdom roll.
Oh, okay.
I got a
And,
15.
and actually, hang on one sec, because I would be coming back to the group. You actually get a +4.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
There's a 19 then.
And 14 for me.
+4. Give me a minute. 31.
Oof. You recognize it immediately. You're turning to respond to Thea, working through all of the possibilities of solutions of how to go about doing what she has requested when you feel it. The hairs stand up on your arms. This little trill runs up your back, and you hear, and suddenly there's a ripple, and you are reminded precisely of the last time there was a problem with magic when you were headed to a grove. Suddenly, boop, Elsbeth disappears. Boop, and so does Dundon.
Well, that's incredibly inconvenient.
And you get a weird shimmery ripple that rolls through the area.
Great.
Zan
So excited for this.
looks decidedly freaked out.
Relax. It's fine. This is completely normal.
It is not fine, and it better not be normal. This is not good. This is not good. He starts pacing in circles. This is not good. This is not good.
Okay. Hold on. Is it going to get any better if you freak the fuck out and can't guide us to where we need to go?
Oh, I have a stone that'll help him.
Oh, no, you don't. You are crippled. Be in
Well, if
agony.
he just reaches into this pocket here, and Thea's just like gonna like slowly like keep pointing at her one pocket. Just one stone. It will
I will
help.
listen.
Do me a favor.
No.
Thea, roll a dexterity check because you don't realize you are still thinking as if all your everything works exactly the way it's supposed to. And your body is twisted, broken, and moving in wrong directions. Your movement is half speed at this point in any capacity.
Okay, so 18 plus 6 is 24. So 12?
You don't fumble it, but you're like, oh, that's not working right. Something's wrong. That arm's
I'm
not
sad.
supposed to bend that way, but it does.
Okay. You
As
need
soon
to
as you
calm
draw
down.
attention to yourself, Zan starts freaking out a little bit more.
All right.
But
Stop it.
But
Listen.
Here,
Bits. Listen.
gotta go in the pocket.
Bits
promise
and
it'll help you.
pieces. Bits and pieces. That's the policy. She's fine. He'll be better in a minute.
And you'll be even better if you like seriously just grab the one stone.
Okay.
Just one.
Listen. I'm gonna put my hand on what was his name? I'm so sorry.
Zan.
I'm sorry.
Bits and pieces, that's the policy.
What was the historian's name?
Zan.
Dan.
Zan.
Zan with a Z. Yeah.
Zan. I'm gonna put my hand on Zan's shoulder. It's like, listen very closely to the next words that are about to leave my face and turn them to your core. 1, never listen to a single thing she says. 2, if you freaking out is not going to help us, you need to stop. Inhale. Exhale.
He's not doing well.
No,
But
that's
he's not
okay.
freaking out.
Listen. Deep breaths. You're fine. She'll be fine in like maybe a minute.
I mean, I would be already fine if you would stop freaking out already.
Listen, if he starts freaking out and runs into the darkness, we are fucked. You are crippled for now. I'll be with you in a minute. We got you, Zan. We got this. You good?
We need to get back. We need to get there.
We need to get agreed.
Yeah.
Time is of the essence, but we need you focused and on your shit.
I got
Can you do
something
that?
that'll help.
He starts pacing in a circle.
Okay, Yadu, plan
Yes.
B. Can you pick him up?
When we're ready to leave, what do we need to do here to get everything shipshape?
I need to see if I can uncripple Thea. And then we'll see about logistics after that.
Because normally she'd be the one to loot the bodies, which is why I'm staring at them going, I don't know.
DM, quick question. Being a cave denizen prior, thanks to the mushroom work, do I know anything about what I'm going to call them Dwergar for expediency purposes, but do I know anything about Dwergar or anything like that?
So honestly, Dundon would be the one who would have more history with this sort of folk. But
he would be the best.
He doesn't seem to be available for questions right now.
Yeah, he's kind of indisposed and incorporeal. So
you have heard vague rumblings in the past, but you classified them similarly to there are no elves over a certain age. They sort of went in the same category.
So myths and rumbles. Got it. Okay. Fuck. Handle him, please, as I'm going to move over to Thea. And I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration. Just place a hand on her forehead and cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay. Do a charisma roll for me, Thea.
Oh,
I'm so glad it's you and not me.
my charisma is not very high. I got 16.
Neither's mine.
It's okay. 16 is enough. Mumble, mumble, mumble. One hand to the forehead later. And you seem to be, it takes a minute and you have this, you get this weird, like, crackly, crunching, squishy sound. You're like, and you reform to how you're supposed to be.
Welcome back.
Woo.
Welcome
You're
back,
welcome.
loot bodies.
Okay. He's gonna start looting bodies.
Singular-minded.
As a fan, while she's busy, let's plan.
Okay.
I figure this will keep her busy long enough we can actually come up with a plan that will tell her what she's doing rather than asking.
Yep. No, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bodies, 8 bodies worth of time.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a moment. No.
No, kitty, bye, Popeye.
Apologies. As you were saying, I'm sorry.
No, we've got 7 bodies worth of time or 8 bodies worth of time, but how are we going to be able to carry all this extra stuff and keep an eye on Zan and pick up the pace? Because it sounds like we need to do all of the above, and that's probably a chore. So I want to think it through and do it right.
Well, in terms of any supplies, I have the bag of holding. It'll help.
That's good. And we did empty it at the bank, so we don't have as much stuff in it.
Correct.
Okay, that helps me a lot.
Keeping Thea close and keeping her towards the front, along with Zan, and keeping Zan on a very close. I'm going to use the term leash here very, very loosely.
I was going to go that route. Have us bring up the rear, he and I.
Yes, because he's important for our navigation, and I know we're having this conversation out loud. It's not like are we attempting to be like subtle about this fact that we're having this, or is this like a just very like sociopathic level? Like, well, we need to make sure that Zan doesn't run off.
No, we are nose to nose. Zan is over there pacing.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay.
So this is reasonably under our breath. Not quite stage
Thea's just ignoring you all and doing her own thing.
Yes, we get that. We're more worried about Zan at this point.
Yeah.
So
you being in mortal peril is like every other Tuesday. Zan being in mortal peril is kind of a problem.
This is a once in a lifetime thing, or at least that's what he's hoping.
Yeah, because I still have plenty of raised dead.
And diamonds are a cleric's best friend.
Yes. Speaking of diamonds,
Wow.
I need to have more of those. Because I have none on my person, right? Which is a fascinating thing.
Thea has one in her pocket.
Is it near the 6 stones?
Yes, it is. Same pocket.
You fucking gremlin. I'm going to have to root through your fucking pockets to like bring you back to life. And if I touch
pocket, I have a little pouch. It's a little magic proof pouch.
But if
it's got to figure out what is 6 stones.
If I root through your pouches while trying to bring you back to life and I touch a 6 stone, you're staying dead.
Oh no, bring her back, just covered in whatever you just launched.
Just what did we learn, Thea?
Yes.
Mix
up your gems, come back sticky.
I could just imagine him trying to cast the spell. Mumble, mumble, mumble. And in the afterlife, Thea still cackling. Watch this, it's great. Mumble. Did he burn another spell slot? That's hilarious.
I mean, I guess I didn't take it far enough for that one.
You
But
know
yeah,
what?
I did just put it in the same pocket.
You know what? Gentle repose. You're going in the bag. I'll deal with this later. But
I mean, in all fairness, I would figure you could find the 300 gold piece worth of diamond versus a stick stone. I assume they look drastically different.
I mean, yes, but realistically, if I need to res you and we're having a rough time, I'm not going to take the pouch, empty out the pouch, sort through your marble collection.
There's just 6 rocks in there.
Yeah, no, I don't got time for that. I got to bring you back. I will remind you, being dead is a time-sensitive condition.
So you better pick the right run.
Not a 1-6 shot.
We'll see if I'm feeling lucky. You know how I roll. Are you?
Oh my God. But I hope that
Moral of the
comes
story.
up.
Hopefully, I don't die because
All right.
then it
All
won't
right.
be an issue.
All right, Thea, get to rolling.
Yep, do your thing. But yeah, no, we have to keep them both on close look to see. Now that we know we're dealing with invisible threats, we have to move quickly. Oh, fuck.
Thea, can you see invisible?
Yes, because I still have my dagger in my hand.
So if we put you out front, you can be on point doing that and relaying to Azathan, and then I can bring up the rear with Zan.
Mhm.
All right, it's plan. Continue.
Did I find anything through the bodies?
So I believe you found 3 crossbows, light crossbows, bunch of crossbow bolts, 3 of those spiky hammer things, and really not much else.
They didn't intend to leave. Or at least they weren't.
Clearly, if as you're looking over them and having done this sort of thing, dealt with this sort of thing enough, you're looking them over. This is clearly meant to be a quick reactionary kind of thing. These guys didn't bring anything with them. There's no supplies.
Yeah, so they can't be
So that
far
means
from where
they're
they were
local.
supposed to be. Exactly.
And the boots do look like worn. That this is a group that probably came on the run.
First responders, and look at them.
So we probably tripped an alarm and didn't realize it.
Could be, or could have been a
Yes.
scout picked you up and relayed word back. There's
Yeah.
a lot of optional things, particularly given that from what you've sort of gleaned from the Weavers, they're at war.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not unlikely that this sort of thing might happen.
Mm-hmm.
He seems a bit more put out than somebody who should be used to dealing with war should be.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a historian.
Not a fighter.
Like he took one shot early on and down he went. That was
Yep.
it. So he doesn't strike you as the adventure-y type. The others that were with him who carried
Different
on,
story.
different story.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, if that's it, anything we want to keep, let's get in the bag and get moving because we're now in need of going that much faster. Now, Zan, from here, we know that 2 took off stage south on our map right now.
Correct.
Do we need to go that way, or are we going to be going over towards the part we haven't fully seen yet?
Let me do this.
And Thea's also going to ask if anyone has any care for crossbow bolts, or the hammer things. Because if not, I'm going to break them and just leave them here.
Bring the crossbows just in case.
Bring them
Okay.
with. Everything that we take means it's things that they don't have.
Yeah, but
Well, that's
she's
why I
going to
was gonna
destroy
break
the
them.
hammers. So
Yeah.
And they're
I mean-
exotics, so I think that makes sense. But anything that we could theoretically use or give to somebody to use, arm your allies to frustrate your enemies.
Yeah, I guess. Were those
Yeah.
hammer things worth giving for that one?
A
Or
weapon
no?
is a weapon is a weapon.
Yeah, but some weapons you can cut your own head off if you don't use it right, and these look like that.
True. Well, I think the folks in the Undergrove would have a better idea of what to do with it.
Okay, well then let's bring them.
Oh,
Everything, we can keep it in the bag, keep it light. And it
Alright.
means that they can't scavenge these well, speaking of, some of the more recent corpses, I am going to just kind of cast some of my spores into, watch the mycelium just kind of spread across them. No fucking raising.
Okay. Zan looks horrified.
It would have happened anyways. I'm just accelerating the process. And do you want them to be brought back to life to fight you again? I didn't think so. Okay.
Arm on Zan. Okay, let's just move along.
I have read these accounts. I have read different things, but this is wholly unlike what I have read.
This is
It's
reality,
amazing
and
what happens when you leave a room.
and
Hold on.
and if you
What
write
is-
reality, nobody wants to read it
What
because
is-
they can't handle it.
When you say this, what do you mean this? He said still just like
Mhm.
sending spores in and then across bodies.
This is this is a lot.
Mhm.
Again, what is this?
He just gestures around himself.
It just points at us.
Everything
Oh.
he's just seen over the past 10 minutes, all of it,
Oh.
in
You-
Technicolor.
You are not terribly experienced with combat, are you?
No. Why would I? No. This
Okay.
is horrible. I
Yes.
need to get back to the library.
You sound like Elspeth some days.
Where is she?
She's currently very, very involved with the weave.
You say that as if it should make sense to me.
The magical weave, as it comes undone, has been causing people to become unstuck in the prime material. They come back, but that has been a consequence of these chains being messed with, and why we are so concerned about stopping all of this. Because as the weave begins to unravel, it can take people with it. We'd like them to come back.
He immediately pulls out scroll tube.
Not here.
He just starts scribbling.
Yeah.
He's like, I need to write that down.
Give them a sec.
This is insane. Why do we not know these things?
Because you haven't been living them the way we have. We didn't know them until 2 fortnights ago. It became more apparent than ever.
And it seems that the more potent of a magic user you are, the more likely it's going to happen. This is the second time it's happened to our wizard.
And
It's
you've
been
told
more
me-
than that.
Yeah, and you've told me stories. This hasn't happened to me.
No, it's not unpleasant or anything. It's just very surreal.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little holiday from the chaos.
So Zan, these purple fungi, and I just start shepherding him over here. Purple fungi.
Purple
What I need to
fungi.
know.
Oh,
Yes.
So now that you have time to wander and look, there are these growths down here. Azathan, you're like, wait, these don't look quite right. Immediately, double speed move. Full
Exactly,
action.
which is why I'm shepherding Zan along with us. So
yeah. All right. Nature checks.
Zan starts to come back to himself a little bit, and he just starts to talk about variations on different things. I mean, honestly, you may have found the one way to get him to focus a little bit more, is to give him a topic that he has at least some experience with. Not all of the mushrooms get to be quite as large as these. This is like borderline mushroom forest. These things are huge. But the big area here, this is essentially like a pond or a puddle. And it has these weird oily spots on top that are multicolor prismatic. Zan suggests not trying to eat any of them.
And knowing that the last two that fled this way, this is not any sort of portal or transference. They've moved beyond this and further down the cavern.
So what he'll point out, he'll show you, if you look over here, there's a little crack. And it's not the sort of thing that you would think, right? As a big movement. There's a little crack over here. There's actually another one further down over here. Basically just the other side.
Right. They basically were able to shimmy through the wall, and we don't know which one.
Yep.
So rabbit hole. Okay.
Can
Pretty
Thia
much.
use her investigate?
Sure.
A nature check to identify what kinds of mushrooms these are.
You don't have any experience with them.
Really?
True.
Ooh.
You are deeper than you have been before.
28.
They must move in and out of here all the time. There's tracks in and out of all of the different little hidey hole crevice spots.
Okay.
Thea's gonna look at Zane and ask, how often do you travel this route?
Well, this is the main route. So people going in and
multiple
out
places.
travel this way frequently.
And we'll be continuing, and I point away from this. Is that correct? Or are we going through the walls?
Oh no. We're headed out.
Okay.
Where are you seeing that? Because I'm not seeing your screen quite right.
Yeah.
You're coming over here, right?
Over here.
Yeah.
And then out down here.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at are we gonna Zan, are we gonna see more of these?
Oh, most likely. Over here, he points back and to the right as you're headed out. That's sort of like a miniature patch. They're just starting to grow.
Little
They're the
babies.
spore level ones. So
These
all
are-
of this sort of discolored area is like mini mushroom patch.
Thea's just gonna toss Azathan an empty glass bottle that I have and just tell him, go collect your mushrooms. You know you want to.
Yes. And I'm going to go and do so. Please excuse me. I will join you momentarily.
He says we get distracted.
You do. I just listen.
Uh,
I'm going to just go. The first thing I'm going to do, because I know generally how mycelium work. No, I just don't say generally. I know how they work. This is just communication. And there has to be something that they eat somewhere. So this is going to be one of those things where I'm going to ask the DM if I can play with the word plants very loosely here. I'm going to take a moment because chances are these mushrooms are connected. And I'm going to cast Speak with Plants. I'm going to go and grab the specifics of that spell for just a moment.
Sure.
Because, reasons. All right.
Because reasons.
All right. I'm going to stick close to this lake and some of the larger mushrooms as I'm kind of going to gather samples. Um, and then I'm going to cast Speak with Plants.
Okay.
Um,
What does that one give you?
You imbue plants within 30 feet of you with limited sentience and animation, giving them the ability to communicate with you and follow your simple commands. You can question plants about events in the spell's area within the past day, gaining information about creatures that have passed, weather, and other circumstances. You can also turn difficult terrain caused by plant growth, such as thicket and undergrowth, into ordinary terrain that lasts for the duration, or you can turn ordinary terrain where plants are present into difficult terrain but lasts for the duration, causing fines or branch to hinder pursuers. Plants may be able to perform other tasks on your behalf at the GM's discretion. Spell doesn't enable plants to uproot themselves and move about, but can freely move branches, tentacles, and stalks. If a plant creature is in the area, you can communicate with it as if you shared a common language, but you gain no magical ability to influence it. Basically, I'm going to...
Eric, you were muted if you were saying anything.
Nope.
Sorry.
I'm just going to get some very basic information. Hello, what's your name? What do you do? What should I know about you? Oh yeah, and did two people run by you recently?
We. It is always we. We are connected.
Yes.
We come from the source.
What is the source?
The source. And you get the immediate impression of the oily water. The source runs deep.
How deep?
Oh, very deep. There are more. We are plentiful. We reach far. There have been others. There are always others coming through here, others like you.
Elf or warrior?
All the same.
Pockets of nutrition.
Ah, you know. Excellent. Nutrition. Is there more? We sense a difference.
There's more. I'm going to motion up towards where I left the corpses that are kind of spore covered. More up there.
Ah, we can integrate. We will
Yes.
change. We will become more.
Yes.
Excellent news. Excellent news.
Is there a place? The small ones that ran by you earlier. Is there a place where there are many of them that you can
Many
see?
places. Frequently confused with the roots.
I see. May I take some? I'm going to motion to the pool.
Yes. Yes. Spread. Go forth.
That tracks.
Have more.
As I will take the flask and I'm going to dip it into the pool. Do I need the oily stuff?
It is all there. You'll have it. The oily stuff coats your hand. And then just sort of sinks in a little.
Well, that can't possibly be a bad thing in any way. So, oh
Which
wait,
hand, right or left?
right hand.
Okay. Are you right-handed?
I am.
Good to know.
Oh no.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I'm
Thea,
just picturing Planet of the Shrooms now.
I'm just picturing the next time we want to go clubbing and Azathan says, I can right now.
Oh,
Boo.
boo.
I'll be fine. I'm a mushroom druid. What's the worst that could happen?
Purple line of sprouts.
Fashionable.
Look
Yeah, look at
at
try
my
get
new rave outfit.
me, mushrooms at a rave. Do you know how popular I would be?
The shroomies would be so happy because you're just spreading the spores even farther.
That's how all mushrooms are. That's their whole purpose. These ones, I just gave them the ability to talk. For now.
Oh, ask him about the invisible ones.
I did. The ones that
They're
ran by.
No.
they're all visible. There's no hiding from them.
No.
The mushrooms actually come closer. Step over here. Touch us.
I'm gonna insight check that real quick. Because I know while I don't think mushrooms are inherently malevolent,
They are inhumanly self-interested.
yes.
What could go
That
wrong?
is you said that's for insight. Excellent. 21.
Eh, what could go wrong?
Well, fuck it. With logic like that, I'm going to embrace the ideology of Thea here and go and touch the thing.
Which hand, left or right?
The right.
Good choice.
Keep it consistent, not contaminating both hands.
This is my casting hand.
This is the strong hand.
Oh, that's right. I need to send you I sent you the updated images for Azathan
Oh,
recently.
I did not get your character thing updated. My apologies.
It's all right. I'll drop that in the chat afterwards. Only good things are happening.
So you actually, above and beyond the connection that you've made magically with
Mhm.
your spell to speak with plants,
Yes.
now that you're touching them, you actually feel this odd ripple, and you get a mental image of your path going forward.
Okay.
You can see the path from here to Undergrove based on their point of view.
Okay.
It's very your head swims for a minute. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. You get that like virtual reality 3D moment of like, whoa, split personality. Where am I? Hold on, hold still.
Mhm.
But then you snap right back. And you know that they have what they've just shown you is the route from here to there is absolutely clear.
Okay. That's fascinating. And absolutely going to shift Azathan's ideology just ever so slightly.
Do a perception for me real quick.
Perception check. Ooh, I'm so glad that I have a really good perception. That is that is unfortunately just a 12.
You are a little bit thrown off by your tilted perspective, but as you pull your hand back, you realize that along with your normal skin coloration, there are little pink and purple lines that sort of swirl around, almost like the faintest of a, I don't want to call it a tattoo because it's not quite that dark,
Mhm.
but you have this faint, and it goes just about to your elbow, and the colors match the shimmer from around you.
You got struck by shroomies instead of lightning.
Your
This is gonna
spores, your whole thing, still good, still there. Little color shift.
this is gonna be fascinating. Are you all like this?
We are one. You can be one with us.
Well, that's not going to go badly at any point in time. So let's see how this works. Oh, okay.
Stay near us.
We'll be in these caves for a while. Given what I've just seen, I don't think that will be difficult.
Change will come.
Indeed. I'm going to finish taking the sample, cap that up, put it in my bag, and then I will return to the others.
Okay.
I know the way to the Undergrove.
And Zan kind of is like, wait, you were following me.
I am, but just in case.
Wow.
The mushrooms told me.
Um, uh,
But that's why you're in charge.
we have to go.
Correction. You're
We
in
have
the
to go.
lead.
We need to leave. This, no, 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 no.
Now you can pace in that direction.
You know, they say
Look-
ignorance is bliss. So why aren't you very happy?
This was all theory. This was all theory, and he just starts walking towards where you're headed.
Is this what wizards are like before they go out and actually? Is this what the wizards of that wizard school are like? All theory, no real practice.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I understand so much.
They hit just enough that they can do some showy things, and that's it.
Okay, fair enough. After Zan.
Okay. So you head out. It does still take some significant amount of travel time. You do have to stop one more time before you make it all the way to Undergrove. So that
So does that
will
mean we
give
had
you
like a rest?
so that will give you the opportunity for a long rest.
Woo!
Yay.
In all
So-
of that time, there were no further ripples, and Dundon and Elsbeth do not return.
They'll be fine. I believe we are their anchors, so they'll show back up with us.
After the long rest, and there's nothing else shows up. Very much as you saw in your vision, the way is clear. You make
Now I'm assuming along the way there are periodically other groves of mushrooms. Okay.
Yep, little.
So, yeah, but if we ever get lost, he could theoretically, dial up the mycelial network.
Correct.
Okay.
Which I have not made a point of showcasing the change on my hand as of yet.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to hide because it's, glow in the dark, but just mushroom druid things. Don't worry about it.
All right, and eventually, let's see.
Do we get a new map? Do we
Get
get a new
there.
map?
Hello. Eventually, you reach the Undergrove.
Okay. That's a motif.
Spiders.
So I'm not going to put your markers out there. This is just generally for information.
Okay.
So that you have a reference or a thing that I can point to.
Makes sense.
You would be entering through the gate page bottom.
Okay.
That as you approach, Zan does the whole, oh, thank goodness. This, over here, this way. This is Tarsus Gate. Tarsus Gate is where we can come in and out. And you can see, even as you approach, this is a monster. This is a massive cave. It's huge where they've built up in here.
Now, how high up is the roof?
High enough that you could probably fly like 70, 80 feet easily.
Okay.
Thea's still discreetly, but still holding her dagger. Is there anyone hiding invisible around here?
You don't see anyone outside. In fact, there's this I don't know if palisade is quite the right word. It's almost like it was formed tights or mites?
Tights are from the ceiling.
Mites.
Like mites are from the bottom because they might reach the top. So if it's from the ground, it's a mite.
So it almost looks as if the mites were shaped or formed to create this palisade around this what amounts to an underground city.
Does it look like it was magically induced or just natural, like they just took advantage of it?
A little of each, honestly. Like some of them are clearly natural and have always been there. And then there's a bunch of stuff that's the fill in the gap part that you're like, oh no, they put that there on purpose.
But mommy, well, mommy.
Roll for comprehend languages.
I don't speak Goblin.
Right.
But I do speak. No, Dwarvish wouldn't work here.
They're not quite up to the drunken stage yet. They'll get
No.
there though. So Zan brings you in,
Thank you, Zan.
and once you're in, you do see this is absolutely a vibrant place. There are huge crystal formations that have a little, just the slightest glow to them. And that sort of gives everything this little bit of a purplish glow. And that is essentially what passes for light down here.
Okay.
There aren't torches, there aren't lights. It's essentially this sort of gloom level that is consistent.
So what's the light level? Dim?
Yeah, dim on a good day.
Okay.
We should really meet. We should really get together with. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to be home.
I imagine.
I'm.
Hold on. Who should we meet with?
I don't know. I don't. I'm.
You should go have a meeting with a bath and a bed and just take a day.
But obviously, you had to deliver us to someone.
True. Uh, let me just take one moment because now I'm forgetting which building it was.
If it's someone important, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be this I'm gonna guess it's probably this one.
Actually,
Or the spiral tower.
Now it's
it's
either gonna
neither
be
of
Yeah.
those.
here,
Oh.
here, or here. Is it the temple?
The spider
He
infested.
says what we should do. Honestly, we should go to the Hall of Whispers. That's where we need to go.
Yeah, lead on.
The Hall of Whispers does turn out to be the massive temple right in the middle with the truly monumental spider carved on the front wall.
Hmm.
And the other spiders, those gargantuan looking things that are there, aren't really moving a lot, but they are moving.
They are alive.
You're pretty sure those are actual spiders that are the size of a horse.
Oh, can we ride them?
Only the specialized troops do that.
That sounds like a challenge.
Oh
No,
Oh.
no, no. No. Mm-mm. You have hit your quota of terrible ideas for the month.
Oh no, because Thea has a better, even better yet, because she can teleport on top of one.
Oh my god, that's so much worse. We just got here. You can't have bad ideas this soon.
How many? Wait, did you recharge after long rest? Do you recharge
Yeah.
after long rest? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do have the ability. You
Okay,
could.
hold on, Thea. Let's think this through real quick. What
Thea's
happens
just gonna
if-
disappear and just
Do-
reappear on top of one.
Oh my gods, why did we do this?
And here I thought we weren't going to roll any dice. Silly me.
I'm gonna look over at Yato. Do we help her for this, or is this one of those
Oh, this-
consequences of your actions? Or
this
do
is
we
a-
help the spiders?
Let's wait and see who's on top, and then we'll perhaps separate them if need be. Otherwise, I think it's a learning moment.
Fair. I also just don't want to kill their spiders because we.
Oh
kinda
yeah,
need
because
their
we'll
good
just
graces.
get kicked out and not be able to actually get help from the people that need us. But at least it will be Thea's fault. And I'm saying this fairly loudly.
Ah. I come offering gifts.
Of what?
Thea's
So-
going to.
As
Hold on.
you reappear, you realize you are not the only person up here. You realize this because when you appear, there is an clearly elven warrior in full armor with a deep night black blade that is held out about that far from your head.
Thea's gonna look at it, look at the elf, say noted, and then disappear right off of the spider.
And it was startlingly like you appeared, so did the knife right here. So there's something going on there that you're sure how the hell that happened.
Okay.
Okay.
Now Thea was still holding her dagger because she was just walking around holding it. Did she see them on there?
No.
No. Oh, so even with me seeing invisible, they were still just appeared.
Yep.
Well,
Okay.
isn't that
Yeah.
a neat party trick?
You have no idea how he pulled that off.
So
Are those
what?
familiars?
So what did we learn?
There's an elf with very nice dagger on there.
No, I don't like how you intone that. Okay.
Did
We're
not
gonna
take kindly to be sitting there, so I kindly removed myself. He has a
as you
very
should
nice
have
dagger.
done. As you should listen. Listen. They may be elves, but that does not mean that suddenly we have some immediate kindred that's gonna prevent them from
But
turning you
that
to
does
mushroom.
mean when we ask for weapons, we want some of those knives. We want those daggers.
Mm, mm,
No, we want
mm.
that black metal.
Do you know anything about metal? I don't. Dundon's not here right now.
I feel like Thea would be able to recognize daggers at this point.
Listen,
That's her treasure.
kleptomania does not a fucking artisan make.
No, but that's Thea's.
It's just a question of value at that point.
True, it would make you decent at assessing immediate value. However,
Especially
should-
because
they could be cursed. They could be like specially bonded to the wielder. We don't know. We need to ask questions and not immediately try to klepto other people's property.
I didn't know the spiders were owned by somebody.
One, you shouldn't have gone up there in the first place.
Oh,
We're here.
but just think,
We're here too.
how much better would we be
Clearly, one of us
perceived?
is, and it's not you.
No person. No person. No person.
Out.
No.
Clearly being overwhelmed by goblin.
Yes, the goblin invasion.
The sugar gremlin right now.
Down to
The
goblin,
goblin
down.
town.
You are actually all startled as another of these warriors happens to be standing amongst you just then. He just seems to have showed up. And with something of what you presume he believes is a lighter tone, looks at Thea and says, "You cannot have the dagger. You cannot have any of our daggers.
See, told
I
you.
will, however, give you these." And he holds out his hand. You're going to take them?
What are they?
Are you going to hold out your hand?
I will hold out
Not
my
you,
left hand.
Thea.
Oh. Watch them be like magical fucking handcuffs.
That's what I feel like I actually figured it's about to be. And that's why I'm like, I don't really know if Thea wants to have them.
Listen, Klepto, you painted this is your bed. Lay in it.
Fine. Thea's going to put her hand out.
You get 3 new shiny rocks.
Make a con save.
Am
No.
I was gonna say, am I puking?
No. You clearly are someone who will be moving into areas where those will be needed. So he says, holds one up and he says, allow me to demonstrate. And he turns to a shadowy corner off in the distance. He just flicks it forward, and you see when it strikes the surface of the wall, essentially there's this circle, call it 10 feet. It just goes bam, and there is a total rave glitter circle right there. And all of a sudden, anything and everything that was all kind of shadowy right there, you can see it all. It is clear as day. You're like, oh, there's nothing hiding there.
That's cool as shit.
That's
That's fairy fire, isn't it?
No,
No?
no.
Oh, that's so cool.
And as you look at it, it takes probably, you're going to guess, half a minute to fade away, ballpark.
Okay. That's cool.
So
I
call
like
it
that.
call it 3-4 rounds, something like that.
Okay.
For reference, for those of you with outlandish bonuses, Thea, that's a -40 to hide.
Ooh. They gonna find you.
Man, can we sew that into her cloak?
Where's Thea? Here I am.
And for 3 rounds, anything in there that's invisible becomes completely visible.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Apologies.
Do us all a favor.
Mhm.
Stay off the roof. And then he just turns and walks away.
For her sake, just that roof or all roofs?
You don't get an answer. He just keeps walking.
Thea's just gonna giggle.
Let's assume all roofs until we know otherwise.
Yeah, let's assume any roof is verboten until further notice.
And
So-
that was our first impression. Oh,
And I think that's a great spot. I think we've reached a good spot for tonight.
oh my God. That's gonna be incredible.
We will get back around to see who it is that's actually in the Hall of Whispers on our next episode.
At least we made it to another map.
Progress.
Progress
Oh.
indeed. Here we go.